Jake, welcome to the show.
How are we doing?
Doing good. Glad to
right.
have you. How's camp been for you?
It's been camp.
Very campy?
Very campy. Very, very campy. But it's been fun. New staff. Everybody's excited. We're flying around, as you guys can see. So it's been fun so far.
I apologize that headset's been sitting in the sun. I just realized that when
That
you
is
put
just
it on.
fine. That's just fine.
It's toasty out here.
Just fine.
Jake, you came up with, I think a lot of people are calling the catch of camp.
It's early.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's gonna be tough to top that one. What were you seeing on that play? When did you have a visual on the ball when you went to dive for that, or was it just kind of all right? I'm gonna stick my arms out. Hopefully the good Lord puts it in my hand.
Yeah, a little bit of both. You see the ball in the air. Sammy put it right where it needed to be in front of the safety, and I mean, my job is to catch the ball, so I feel like at the end of the day, you got to come down with it. And luckily, I've had a few years to work on that craft specifically. But yeah, man, just when the ball's in the air, go catch it.
What has been the most challenging part of, well, first of all, you're learning a new offense in year two, but just specifically Ryan Grubb's offense, what has been the most challenging part so far?
It's a good and bad. Like once you have it, it's good. And what I mean by that is he moves guys all around the place. So you've got to learn the X position, you got to learn the H position, you got to learn the Z position. And so in other offenses I've been in, I've had, all right, Bobo's the H here, Bobo's the X here. But with Grubb, you got to learn all three, sometimes four. And now the upside to that is once you learn that and once everybody in our room learns that, there's really no limit to what you can do pass game-wise. You can call a formation and you don't have to really move anybody around. Everybody knows where to be. And so you can, isolate matchups and, manipulate scheme and defensive scheme and stuff like that. If I want DK in this part of the field, I just have to call this formation and it'll get him there. So that's been cool. It's been tough on everybody, myself included. But it's, that'll pay off here in a few weeks.
What's maybe the biggest thing, I guess, personally that you noticed about your second camp compared to your first one? Because last year you came in as an undrafted free agent, and now you've got a whole year in the NFL under your belt. You're here as a guy who I would imagine you're looking to build off that rookie season you had. So what are maybe some things that you notice about yourself just in your day-to-day that you're like, I think I might be getting the hang of this a little more?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're just more comfortable coming in year two. Last year I came in, had no expectations whatsoever, no idea what I was doing for the first couple weeks of camp, which was good because you got to sneak up on some guys and surprise some people. But coming in this year, it's been just so much easier. Even though you learn a new scheme, you're getting used to a new staff, just being able to be familiar with this organization, this building. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Now there's a little more added pressure, like I said. People know who you are. The defense knows who you are, so you're not really going to sneak up on anybody, but you still got to make plays. And so that's been a point of emphasis for me. In the second one is, just straight up going out and making more plays and, not having to surprise anybody. But it's been good so far. It's been fun so far. And, obviously we've got a few weeks left to correct some things, and we'll go from there.
Last year we had kind of the more Bobo swept through Seattle, the call for more Bobo. Who started that? And then, how was that? Was that fun for your family and friends?
Oh, my gosh. It was great. I think it was Chad Morton, our running backs coach last year, was very vocal in that regard, which was good. Again, good and bad because it puts a target on your back for the defense for sure. But the second point, it was so fun for me and my family just to, be able to have them come out and watch a game. And it's really it's the first time in my life people, recognize that name. It's always been easy to remember, but obviously, but that was really cool for me. It was really cool for my family coming out here and being welcomed into this city where I really had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Now you're originally from the New England area.
I am,
right?
yes, sir.
How many ticket requests you've been getting for week 2?
Oh, my gosh. It's out of hand. It's out of hand. But we'll handle it. It's a lot. I'll just say, yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
I like that.
My family's originally from that area
Oh, good
too,
deal, good
and
deal.
I heard you're a Celtics fan, so we can
yes.
just give them props for a minute if you want.
Yes, how about that?
So we talked to Reek Woolen during minicamp. He's a Mavs fan.
He is a Mavs fan.
Did you give him a very hard time?
Yeah, we
during the
were going
finals?
at it some. Jax is a Mavs fan. He's from the
Yeah.
Dallas area, so we were going at it a lot. But it was good, man. I mean, it's
another ring?
It's a city of champions, you know, the greater Boston area. Now, when it comes to football, we'll go ahead and shut that down. Baseball, I guess the M's are in season right now too, so we'll shut it down. Here we go. I got the
There we
tribe
go.
on the
Absolutely.
hat. But no, man, go Celtics for sure. And the Sonics. Shout out the Sonics.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
bring them back.
We'll bring him back.
Let's bring them back.
I think it's happening soon.
Okay, good deal.
Absolutely.
Good deal.
So I usually work on our morning show. I'm filling in today, but we talked to AJ Barner the other day.
Yep.
He told us that he's trying to keep his vets happy and supplying Noah Fant and Farrell Brown with all the candy and snacks they need. He said there may have even been a request to put a candle in their room.
God.
Did you have any experiences like that last year with your fellow receivers?
It was cool because you have all the rookie duties, right? Like sometimes you got to bring the pads in. Sometimes you got to, you got to fill up the, not sometimes, all the time. The fridge has to be filled. There's got to be snacks on the meeting room table, whatever. So you got to do that as a rookie. But the cool part, like our room is, and it's the same in the tight end room. We have some really cool vets, and like DK and Locke and those guys, they take care of you. Now, as a rookie, you have some things that you have to do. But there were some things, too, that they really took care of us and welcomed us in and really made us feel comfortable in this building.
Are you taking advantage of the other side of that this year?
No, not as much because they took care of me, so I feel like I've got to pass that on to the next guys. I got to take care of them.
Now, Jake, you've always got an interesting perspective on things. I want to get your take because you are a UCLA Bruin.
Uh-oh.
What did you make of Deshaun Foster's introductory speech at Big Ten Media Days? Because I can't imagine that was planned.
No, I don't think it was, but who cares? Foss is the best, man, and I had him. He was a running backs coach when I was there. Was it the best executed intro speech I've ever heard? No, but we'll say that we'll just let the pads do the talking.
I will say it was
Bruins.
it
We'll
was
let the
more
pads do the
memorable
talking.
than if he had just simply
That's true,
gone.
just a regular.
Yeah, if he, we're the
Yeah.
UCLA Bruins. We're here to win the Big Ten. Like
Yeah.
everybody would have been like, okay,
Well.
next, but no,
Hey, we're in LA.
that's it.
Let's play ball.
That's it. I love it.
Well, now he's having some fun with it.
Yeah, he's got the
that's
shirts
good.
now.
I saw that. God, he's the man. You guys would love him. He's the best. He's the best.
Well, getting back to what you guys have been doing out here, I've heard a ton of guys say Gino is best he's ever looked, like
Yeah.
on another level. Is there anything you can point to specifically to tell us what you've seen there?
I think when guys say that, they just mean his accuracy, his precision. I guess his command of the huddle is a little bit better. But the coolest thing about G is, like, for me, personality-wise, there hasn't really been a change. So he's the same guy in the huddle. He's the same guy in the meeting room. He's just gotten better physically. And that's the cool part for me is, he doesn't, he's getting later in his career. It doesn't seem like he's putting any more pressure on himself or the team to get things done. He's so steady, so level-headed. And that's the thing that stood out is when you see him make some of these throws, and you just come back to the huddle and it's like he's, that's what he does. So it's been cool.
What is maybe one or two things that you've noticed going up against this opposing defense that maybe are different than what it was a year ago? I mean, obviously a brand new defensive scheme being brought in here. What stands out to you about them?
It's a lot like the offense. They're putting guys in position to be successful. Number one, like you'll see Spoon is all over the place. That's a nightmare. When you've got a guy like that and you don't know where he's going to line up, so you can't really game plan that, right? And then the other thing, too, is they disguise coverages and fronts and blitzes and pressures like really nothing I've ever – well, that's not true. I guess we saw it in Baltimore about a year ago.
So it's on track.
Yes, correct. Oh, my gosh, it's the worst because you think they're in one thing, and then on the snap they're spinning to another thing, and that changes your route sometimes as a receiver. I can't even imagine what Gino or Sam or PJ has going on back there, seeing about 8 defenses before the ball snapped and then seeing a 9th after it is snapped. So that's really it makes you put your thinking cap on as a receiver. That and just moving guys around. It's going to be fun to watch from the sideline and from the stands for sure.
You mentioned Devin Witherspoon, and I've heard a little bit of Kevon Wallace. Who's the biggest talker out there?
Spoon by a million. It's not even close. But the thing is, like, he backs it up, so I can't be mad. I can't.
True.
What am I going to say? Well, I can't say anything.
Awesome. He is Seahawks receiver Jake Bobo. Jake, really appreciate you stopping by here at the set, and best of luck in the scrimmage tomorrow, and
Yes,
continue to have a great camp.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.